Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to give you the top 5 expired listing presentation objections and exactly how to respond. The first objection that I wrote down is, can you cut your commission? Now, I'm going to give you 2 ways to respond to this. Let me start by saying that commission is about value. Expired listings in particular, a lot of sellers interview more than one agent. They talk to a few agents. Expireds tend to want to do that because they've already made a mistake. The property didn't sell. So they're going to talk to a few agents and they're going to compare and decide which one they feel is best. So they're comparing. If they interviewed 2 other agents and you're the third one, and in their opinion, all 3 of you are the same, can do the same thing. They don't feel any particular way different with you than somebody else. Everybody's the same, and another agent is charging a lower commission. Of course, if everything is equal, they might as well hire the one with the lower commission. You would probably do the same thing. I know I would. The only way that they're going to pay a higher commission to you than some other agent is if they see the value in paying you more. People pay for value. So value is something that you're gonna convey through your entire listing presentation. It actually starts with your initial conversation over the phone, at the door, the pre-qualifying, the whole thing. If at the end of your presentation they see the value, they'll pay. Now, even if they've already decided they're going to list with you and they're going to pay your commission, whatever your commission is, some sellers would still ask. They figure, well, let me just ask and see what they say. So can you cut your commission? So the first response you're going to give him is going to be a very simple, Mr. Seller, my commission is X, whatever you charge. All we need is your signature right here. Hand them the pen, point to the signature line so I can go to work and get your home sold for the most money possible in the least amount of time. And point to the signature line, hand them the pen. That's it. And a lot of times, and this happened to me on many listing presentations, they would say, oh, okay, and they sign. That's it. They just figured they would ask. Now, if they don't sign and they say, well, another agent said they could do it for 2% less, can you do that? Now you're going to obviously respond differently. You're going to say, Mr. Seller, I hear what you're saying. Obviously, you've spoke with an agent or other agents that charge a lower commission. And I imagine from your perspective, you're thinking, the less commission you pay, the more money you get to keep for yourself. And obviously, that is the goal. You want to be able to walk away with the most money possible, right? So I'm just restating, that's called repeating, approving, validating the objection. And then I'm going to say something like this. And Mr. Seller, can I share with you hiring a discount agent can actually end up costing you money? That's a question to get their attention, spark curiosity, create doubt. All of a sudden they're like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, see, Mr. Seller, the agent that you hire is the person who's going to be representing you in all of the conversations and all of the negotiations with potential buyers and with the agents who are representing the buyers. And Mr. Seller, you're not going to be present for those conversations. Now, obviously, Mr. Seller, you want to sell your home for the most money possible, right? You're going to say right. And Mr. Seller, when you think about it, these agents don't have the courage to defend their own commission. How strong can they possibly be, Mr. Seller, defending you and the price that we set on your home? Mr. Seller, I have that courage. Let's get this done right. Let's get the paperwork signed so I can go to work and get this home sold for you for the most money possible in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. That's what you want, isn't it? I just need your signature right here. That's it. Okay? And again, remember, if they're not willing to sign, they're not seeing value. So you got another problem. It's not about having more objection handlers, more ways to respond to this. It's about you presenting in a way that they see how much, in their opinion, how much better you are for them in this transaction than all the other agents. The second objection that I wrote down is, another agent said they can get me more money. So you're going to repeat, approve, validate. And Mr. Seller, I can appreciate what you're saying. And I imagine, obviously, you want to sell your home for the most money possible. So these agents, I mean, they're telling you a higher price and you're thinking, well, you know, I like them better. And by the way, Mr. Seller, agents know the higher the price. I mean, I know that the higher the price that I tell you, the more you like me, the better chance I have of selling the home. Now, Mr. Seller, we've looked at the market analysis together, and you saw the homes that are currently available for sale. You saw the recent sales and how they compare. We talked about how important it is to price your home to sell from the beginning so you could sell it for the most money possible. The importance of an appraisal, because if we overprice the property, even if a buyer is willing to pay, when the lender sends an appraiser out, the property may not appraise and we'll be back to square one. With all of that in mind, Mr. Seller, I'm sure you understand that it's actually in your best interest to price the property so it sells within the first couple of weeks, because remember, we talked about the longer that a home sits on the market, the bigger the gap between the list price and the sales price. And quite honestly, Mr. Seller, overpriced properties is one of the main reasons why some homes don't sell. And see, the danger, Mr. Seller, in listing with an agent just because they're telling you a higher price is obviously that your home would not sell. But see, these agents have an interest in taking your listing even if your home doesn't sell. Can I explain? See, Mr. Seller, active listings is one of the main source of buyers for real estate agents. So these agents that are telling you a higher price, I mean, you understand the price. I don't get to choose the price. They don't get to choose the price. The property is worth what buyers are willing to pay. And we look at the market analysis to determine historically, based on the last few sales, what buyers are willing to pay. And it's also based on how many homes similar to yours in your area are currently available for sale. Now, Mr. Seller, when you think about it, these agents, they'll take your property, your listing overpriced, and it'll be a great source of buyers for these agents. And when these buyers call in and they say, well, you know, the price is X and it's much higher than anything else that's sold in the area or that's listed in the area, the buyer may say, well, you know, that's a high price. They say, not a problem. They say to the buyers, tell me exactly what you're looking for. There are a lot of other homes for sale. I can show you those properties. So they basically use your home as a bait to attract buyers and then go sell them other homes. In essence, Mr. Seller, the longer your home sits on the market, the more buyers they attract, the more they benefit from the fact that your home is just sitting on the market and not selling. Now, you definitely don't want to do that, do you? Mr. Seller, let's get this done right. Let's price your property at the $499 that you and I agreed upon so we can get your home sold for the most money possible in the least amount of time. I just need your signature right here. That's it. Next one. I only want a list for 30 days. Now, is this common? Well, some expireds, because they've already listed for 6 months, they felt that they wasted all this time. They don't want another long listing. My response to this was always very simple, and it worked like a charm. So I want you to just, if you get this objection, that just say this. I would respond and say, Mr. Seller, as you could see, because I used to have a list of my recent sales, as you could see, and we talked about this earlier, my average days on market for the properties that I sell is whatever yours is, 45 days. If you don't have a track record, use your company's average days on market for the last year, okay? So I would say to them, my average market time is, making it up, 35 days. And Mr. Seller, the reason why this is a 6-month listing, it's just my company policy. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to take 6 months to sell or it's going to sell next week. You could see, because I had the list of properties showing the days on market, different properties. Some sell a little faster, some take a little longer. Mr. Seller, I am confident that I can get this property sold for you for the most money possible in the absolute least amount of time. Let's just get the paperwork signed so I can go to work for you. Hand them the pen, ask them to sign. That was it. That's what I used to do, and it worked. Next one. What do you do differently? Well, this is huge with expired listings, because in their opinion, all agents are the same. All agents are saying the same thing, and they've already wasted a bunch of time. They're looking for that agent that they feel stand out. So what do you do differently? What you do differently is you're an active and aggressive agent. You prospect every day. You speak with 40 to 50 people a day, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till noon, and I trust that you're doing that. Your job is to find the buyer for their property. I like saying it to sellers like this. Mr. Seller, 99.9% of the agents are passive. They use passive marketing approaches. They put your home in the multiple listing service, which of course I'm going to do as well. They put your property on hundreds of websites. I do that as well. They may do some open houses. I won't do that because that would be a waste of your time, so I don't want to do that for you. Bottom line is, all of the things that agents do are passive. They put them in place and then they sit around for 6 months hoping and praying that somehow the property is going to sell. Mr. Seller, I don't work that way. I am an active and aggressive agent. You and I both know there's a buyer for your house out there. My job is to go find them. That is exactly what you would expect an agent to do for you, isn't it? Let's go ahead and get this done right so we can get this property sold for you. I just need your signature right here. And what you do differently, how you look for buyers and sellers. You talk to 40 to 50 people a day about buying and selling real estate. Now, I used to sometimes say to sellers, now, Mr. Seller, that doesn't mean that I will be the agent who will sell your home. I may or may not. I mean, there are 20,000 real estate agents in our area, and there's one Jackie. What I can promise you is this, Mr. Seller. I'm going to speak with as many people as I possibly can every single day. And I'm going to make sure that we find the right buyer for your property and negotiate the highest price and best terms for you. Let's go ahead and get the paperwork signed. I'm just giving you some additional dialogues. In a nutshell, that's what you do differently. And the last one is, have you sold any homes in my area? Sometimes sellers ask this question because they're thinking, well, you know, if you know my area, if you sold homes around here, you have a better chance of selling the house. Now, If you've sold homes in their area, great, good for you. Then say you have and show your expertise in the area. When I was selling real estate, I was selling in a large geographic area. So very often, not all the time, I mean, there were some areas that obviously I had sold homes in, but very often I'd be in a situation where I'm in an area and I've never sold a house. I've never been there. This is like the first time I drive through here. So what would I say to those sellers? I would say, Mr. Seller, I appreciate the question. And I could imagine from your perspective why you would think that that would be a benefit for you to have an agent that actually has sold in the area. And the truth is, Mr. Seller, I have not sold any homes in your area because I don't specialize in any particular area. I specialize in getting homes sold, in finding the right buyer for the properties that I list, and that process is the same regardless of where the property is located. In fact, it's a benefit for you, Mr. Seller, that I work this entire expanded area, all of Miami, wherever you are, because I can bring buyers to your property from other parts of our city here that may not even know about your neighborhood. So, Mr. Seller, I am confident that I am the best agent to sell your home for the most money possible in the least amount of time. Let's get the paperwork signed so I can go to work for you. Just need your signature right here. Hand them the pen. That's it. Simple like that. Now, it's going to take a little bit of practice. You should take this video, transcribe the scripts, whatever I said here, so you could practice. You could read it to yourself. You could role play with other people. You can start using them when you're on calls, maybe even hang them in front of you, because these are common objections. You may end up needing some of these over the phone, although these are for listing presentations. Practice, read them every day, write them, rewrite them, role play, so that when you are in front of a seller, the answers will come out of your mouth. Repetition is the mother of skill. So get out there, practice, have the best of luck in all of your expired listing appointments. Put your comments below. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell next to it so we notify you when we upload new videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.